cookie so sweet, but she crumble. Who you test? Got a monster in the sheets, yeah, she eating the body. Like in the dark, she can do those things. Theme on the beat, she the vibe. Where's the ladies with the cheese? Feeling cute. Body like a problem that you never finna clean. Legend in the making and she walking like a fable. Every time she pop out, whole sitting stable. Sunday with a drip, is she sweet, is she tasteful? Cold on her head, look, baby, too graceful. Did it stay, did it, yeah, she always wanna know. Big step of energy, she never gets stuck. Whole team bad, yeah, the pressure too much. If the world need a vibe, we don't want to call up. Soft when we do, savage on cue. Pretty in the face of the two, brand new. Heels on the floor and the jeans all true. To remove it, winning quite a how we do. Divas step, divas rep, I'm pressed, we slay. Okay. We the diabolical divas, baby, watch how we step. Watch it. Oh, cool, too fine, too lit. Floating in the room, yeah, the vibes ain't nice. That we ain't met them yet, like ain't met them yet. Bounce on it like drip like Sunday. Legend walking, whole room runway. Niggas get 8 every Sunday. He was on top, that's just one day.
Thank everyone for tuning into another informative video here on Paradigm Shift TV 314. Today we have special guests with us. We have the Minister of Information, celebrity chef Jacoby. We also have Lucifer, one of the best debaters in the debate streets. Okay. And we also have Neo Love, the most dangerous Bible believer, my sister Light Brown, and sister Ray, the one they love to hate.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, everybody. And I want to say hello to the fellas. Lucifer, we from the church on VM. The celebrity chef, Jacoby, and Neo Love. That hit her with that music.
Peace, everybody.
Hey, yo, peace. What's good with it?
You already know I'm from the Catholic clergy. None of these niggas is worried. Let's get this shit started. VM.
All right.
All right, so what's cracking? What's the topic on the panel today?
The topic, this is an Aboriginal discussion.
Aboriginal discussion. So my brother Jacoby, you are Abo?
Nah, man, I'm not part of nobody gang, man. I'm just here as a
He said you're not part of no gang.
I ain't part of nobody.
Brother.
I ain't part of nobody organization. I'm just here to offer my scholarly information. As my people already know, I'm not here to convince or persuade nobody. It's just information. Please do your own research. I'm just here I'm here to add value to it. I'm here to offer my portion of understanding. That's all. But I'm a master student, so I'm learning. I'm not here to be a disagreeable, any of that shit. If y'all talking about something I don't know about, I'm gonna tell you I don't know about that. You know.
No, I want you to be disagreeable, bro. Like I want you to like if it's your information, stand on that shit, my nigga. Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna stand on my shit barefooted. What I'm saying is, if it's something that I never heard of, I'm not gonna try to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can educate me, shit, I got a pen and paper in front of me right now, literally, because I don't know everything. Nobody does. I know a lot about a little bit though.
Yeah. So what's your outlook on African American ancestry?
I did a lecture called Africans in America. I don't subscribe to the idea that all of us here in America, North America particularly, are out of Africa. I don't agree with the out of Africa theory presented to us by Franz Boas and Melvin Herkovich. I just don't agree with it. Looking at the numbers, only about 388,000 Africans were brought to North America. In contrast, 1.6 million American Indians were shipped out of North America. So the numbers just don't make sense to me.
What does that have to do with the out of Africa theory though? Like those two different things. Like it sounds like you got a problem with the transatlantic slave trade, and then you brought up the out of Africa theory.
Well, it all falls under the out of Africa theory, whether it's Negroes developing in Africa and then spreading out through the world, or it's Negroes came out of Africa by boats. It's all labeled as out of Africa theory. It's a theory. All of it is.
So you think that what do you say about 300,000 people came to North America, right?
388,000 survived to North America. Yeah.
Okay, and you're saying that's an issue because
because 3 times as many American Indians were shipped out of North America. And the 388,000 Africans put into North America doesn't account for us today. The numbers just don't line up.
It doesn't account to like the 50 million African Americans we got today. That's what you're saying?
Correct.
So why don't we do that with other people groups like white Americans, which are like 170 million strong, and we know only thousands of them came to the Americas?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you never thought about that, right?
White people are not my problem. I don't got anything to do with white people.
No, because it's a numbers issue. You can have smaller numbers balloon and grow over time. Just in the last 100 years, you can see those smaller numbers grow exponentially.
How many years to a generation?
Of the advancements of medicine. Say what now?
How many years to a generation of people? How many years to a generation?
29.
29 years.
It's 29 years a generation.
Okay. So I take it that you by the fact that all those Black people in America come from Africa.
No, I know that African Americans are an admixed group, meaning it's 3 different groups that make up African Americans: Native American, West African, and West European for the most part.
Yeah.
The African Americans are a product of those 3 groups.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
You don't disagree with it?
No.
Man, don't do that. Hey, bro, I need you to disagree.
Okay.
We're supposed to be up here fighting, bro. I don't like that, man.
You're wrong. I don't agree with that shit.
Nah, I don't believe you. Shit. No, but when I say it, that's not that's not Aboriginal doctrine. What I'm saying, I'm just saying there were people here called Native Americans. West Africans they came over here through the transatlantic slave trade and other means. They mixed with those Native Americans around the 15th, 16th, and 17th century and had children. Many of you all are the descendants of these people. That's what I'm saying. The Aboriginal doctrine is, no, these people were already here. The people we call African American were already here. There was no event where West Africans and Native Americans got together and mixed. So that's the difference.
My question would be this to you. When did they come to North America? When
did Africans come to North America?
Yeah.
Post-colonial time. So around after 1492, I think early 1500s, you start getting a few Africans, like in what we call Florida today. Of course, in 1700, we start seeing them in the mainland North America, Mexico, and Brazil. So around that area, within the last 500 years, Africans were being shipped over here, either as servants or slaves, or by other means. They could have also been shipwrights and stuff of that nature.
Okay, so the first 100 enslaved Africans brought to America in 1526 by Spanish explorer. Those 100 Africans unfortunately got away, and this was in South Carolina, by the way.
Mm-hmm. You said 1826?
I said 1526.
1526. Okay, thank you.
This is when Spain had pretty much ruled. They had rule of the lower part of North America. It was called La Florida, all the way up from Tennessee, all Georgia. They had shit, everything really.
Didn't I mention that?
Right.
I thought I made mention of that. What we now call Florida.
I'm just giving you context. Only 100 were brought here.
Yeah, we understand that.
Okay.
It starts off slow. They trickle in, and then the slave trade gains speed over time.
Then in 1619, 20 Africans were brought to Hampton, Virginia. So right now we're
it's debated that they were slaves. We don't even know if they were slaves or not.
Those 20 Africans came off the ship called the San Juan Batista that was hijacked by the White Lion, and they were traded for food.
Yeah.
Those 20 or so odd Africans, out of that 20 in 1621, 1619, he became the first African who owned slaves. You know about him? From Angola.
What's his name?
What's his name?
What is his name? I'm sorry.
I got you.
You looking it up real quick?
No, I'm trying to remember. Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson. No, I don't know that reference.
Anthony Johnson was one of those 20 brought in 1619. He was an Angolan. He's from Angola.
Yeah, like there's a lot of scholarship about those 20, and it's debated whether they were slaves or whether they were what's the other word where you can work for 5 years and then get your freedom. I can't remember the name.
Indentured servants.
Indentured service. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Those 20 that came from the San Juan Bautista, they were headed for Mexico as slaves. They were given to the Portuguese traders by Queen Nzinga, who gave, I think, around 300,000 Africans a year. She gave it to the Portuguese to come over to South America and Central America. So my point is, we went from 1526, only 100 Africans reported documented came to North America. 1526, now we at 1619, almost 100 years later. 20 more came. Now,
the bulk of the slaves don't come until after that period. So there's no disagreement there.
So for the audience, you have to tell us when, because in 1808 it was outlawed. You can't bring nobody else into.
Yeah, so slavery starts to, especially in mainland America, starts to pick up during that 17th century period. That's when we start seeing more and more cargo ships coming over from West Africa to the Americas. I don't see how any of this is helping your point.
Okay, so this is my point. What they maybe didn't let you know. I'm real good with timelines, and the whole time I'm going to talk to the audience, I'm going to give you guys time and space, when it happened and where it happened. If you're unable to do that, then you're going to lose the audience, because I'm going to tell them when and where.
Oh, I got references that I can pull. I'm just going off of memory right now, but I can pull references and get very, very accurate.
I am too. I'm just going off of just pure dates and times and people right now. So 1619, we have 20 Africans come here. Out of the 20, we have a guy by the name of Anthony Johnson in 1621. He works, he gets his lot of land. He becomes the patriarch of all Africans owning land in America. So this is your start of your Africans in America, or African Americans. This is the start of them right here. This is the beginning of those African folks in America that got land. And matter of fact, he owned other niggas. In fact, he owned other slaves. He owned white slaves too. Anthony Johnson, this Angolan African dude that came here. So when I realized this right here, I asked brothers and sisters, so these Africans that are coming to America, what are they doing when they get here in the 1600s?
They're mixing.
No.
We know they're mixing because they made a law against it. A lot of the indentured servants from Europe and a lot of the African servants that were being shipped over here to the Americas, they were together at the onset. That's why a lot of African Americans, when they take their DNA, they got like a quarter European DNA because of that time period when African Americans worked side by side with Africans, worked side by side with Europeans that were also enslaved or in indentured servitude.
Okay. And I don't doubt that.
That's where anti-miscegenation laws come from, because the interaction between black and white people was so prominent during that time, and they would even get together and do slave revolts. This is all recorded history.
Yeah, this is Bacon's Rebellion you're referring to. I got you, brother.
So yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I teach history for a living. I'm trying to help you out by giving you the dates.
No, you trust me. You don't have to help me out.
Okay. Well, I'll continue on my path, giving you the dates, and I'll just I'll keep adding value to what you're saying. So these 20 or so odd Africans at 1619. Let's go 100 years later. Let's go 1719. You saying more Africans came to North America doing what in 1719? Now we're 100 years past 1619. There was no cotton to pick yet. There was no tobacco yet. What were they doing? There was only 9 colonies, by the way. Where were they at?
In the Americas, or in the Americas, Maryland, like you already mentioned the colonies.
Okay, so they were in Maryland.
Yeah, in North America, they were also in Mexico. They were also in the islands. There's 27 countries in North America. They were all over. And then they would get redistributed from the Caribbean islands to mainland America, to South America, and Central America. Okay. That was all going on during the 18th and 17th century. Okay. What are we talking about?
Let's just stick to North America for a second.
And you also have to account to the offspring of these people coming over here, because they're having sex and having children while they're over here. And again, they're not just doing it with Africans. They're doing it with native indigenous populations that were already here, were also being captured and being enslaved and working alongside Africans and white people or Europeans.
Okay, so
Well, someone said, yeah, but he said colonies. But when you're talking about the colonies, we're talking about the other countries because slaves were redistributed from the Caribbean.
Okay.
Which includes countries in the Caribbean, the circum-Caribbean.
I want to put you only in North America for a second.
I know you do, because you're trying to hyper focus there and not give the whole picture.
I'm trying to get you to go into the second Atlantic slave trade, which is the one you're actually referring to. The Atlantic slave trade had nothing to do with us in North America. It had everything to do with South America. To this day, Brazil has the highest population of Africans in all the Americas, by the way. Way more than we have here because they all went to South America. There was nothing for them to do here yet. There was no labor for them to do. There was nothing to do yet. Cotton and tobacco comes later. Slavery, as we think you're talking about, that came way later. 1600, there was shit for Africans to do here. Nothing to do here yet. Nothing.
That's not true.
That is very true.
You think, hold on, give us what?
Give us what they were doing.
No, you are thinking, like, bro, so you're saying there was nothing for them to do. Clearing land, being house servants, tilling the land, like dealing with the slaves did that. The reason why Africans made great slaves is because they already had an agrarian background and pastoralist background and iron metallurgy background. And those were the things they would bring, those skills they brought over here to the Americas. What are we talking about? This is silly.
What house did they clean in 1600 that the Europeans lived in? What house they lived in 1600? You mean those log cabins that they're trying to build on the shores of?
Are you being serious? I need to say that are you trolling me?
I'm asking you to explain to the people in the 1600s what.
So they would build homes when they got over here. You need labor force for that. You need someone to upkeep those homes. You need someone to plant food for you. Hold on. You need someone to plant the food for you. Correct? Maintain your gardens, maintain your fields. You need all of that. It's more than just picking cotton or cash crops.
White people built houses in 1600. Write this down.
Wow. Wow. Now it was no houses. Are you like, come on, bro?
I'm just writing down what you're saying, brother. That's all. You said white people built houses in 1600.
You know what wet is, bro? I think you might be smart. You dipping them cigarettes in that liquid, bro. I'm just saying.
Let's keep it respectful.
Nah, bro, that was crazy what he
but he's asking you a question, and
I answered
it. Wait,
and that's all I'm doing is asking questions at this point.
Right, Joshua, he asked you a question. He asked you from 1619, when they only brought 20 slaves to North America. He asked you, what would they be doing? This is 20 people we talking about. Where would they be? Wait a minute. Where would they be and what they would be doing?
They'll be tilling, planting, harvesting, working in the homes, maintaining the homes. I answered that. That's very simple. The fact that that's a question is absurd to me, but go ahead.
Now, the image that he's describing is of the antebellum South of Negroes cleaning houses and sweeping porches and planting crops and harvesting shit. That happened way later.
That happened at the onset of the 15th century. It was Native Americans were doing it first.
You keep saying 15. That's the 1400s, brother. Stop saying century. 15th century, 1400s. They were not here yet.
Yeah. That was a slip. 16th century on.
17th century you're talking about, which is 1600s.
16th century, they had Native Indian slaves. I just said that. They started with Native Indian slaves. Then they started using African slavery. And what the Native Indians were doing, the African slaves started to do. Maybe you should try to listen to what I'm saying. How about that?
The Indian slaves were cleaning houses and planting for white people.
They were harvesting, planting, tilling. They were doing all those things.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I mean, this is common history.
It sounds good what you're saying. It sounds very good what you're saying.
You never learned that.
No, what you're saying sounds great. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up Google for you guys and show you guys what was happening in the 1600s in North America. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about.
Were there not European settlements over here in the Americas?
We're going to talk a little bit about a couple of different things.
Yeah.
My screen. Thank you, guys. This is 1526, the Spanish explorer, right? Now, we're talking about this. We're not talking about the light-skinned Spaniards. We're talking about Moors. Okay, we're talking about the ones who would expel. 1526, Spanish explorer Lucas Vázquez. established San Miguel de Guadalupe, colony, present-day South Carolina, where approximately 100 enslaved Africans were brought, marking the first documented large-scale presence of African people in the continent of the United States. These enslaved revolted and escaped, predating 1619 arrival. So I want you guys to write down 100 Africans. Keep track of the dates, by the way. We're gonna see if we can get to his big number of Africans coming to North America in a second. That's the whole point of this exercise. Let's see if we can find these millions of Africans coming to North America. And let's find out what they were doing. How about that? How about we just find out what they were doing instead of speculating what they were doing? They actually escaped. The expedition aiming to establish a colony called New Andalusia consisted of 600 to 700 people, including enslaved Africans. The 100 of the 600 was here. Let's see what happened later in 1619. How many were brought in 1619? And I'm showing you guys how many came here. This shit ain't hard to look up. Or we can keep just talking barbershop talk. 20 of them. So write down 1619, now 20 came. So we should be at 120 Africans at this point. Now after 1619, 100 years after this, you have the 1700s. How many came here in 1700s? I'm going every 100 years, since he said 29 years to a generation. So we got 120 Africans here in 1619. The ones who came earlier and the ones here now. Let's just ask Google. How many Africans were brought to North America? It's going to tell you 388,000. This shit ain't hard. 11 to 12 million Africans forcibly brought to the Americas. That's not North America. This is all the Americas. See right here? PBS.org, not what I'm saying. Publication. 388,000 were brought here. That's it. And those 388,000 were brought from the latter 1600s to the late 1700s. That's it. 388,000 is not a big number.
That's a very big number.
That is a very small number.
Now look up now. Since we're googling, watch this, y'all.
10.7 million.
Hold on. You've been a doctor here, brother. Now type in how many European settlers were here during the 17th century. Just put that in there real quick. In North America, let's do the same thing he's doing. Settlers came to America in the 17th century. Watch this.
In the 1600 number of European settlers.
Oh, look at that. About
a few hundred established areas like Jamestown, 1607. Okay, so it's 16.
So why we don't look at this number? Oh, it's only 50,000 in a lot of these states. Black people outnumbered. Hold on, stop. A lot of these states during this time, colonies, black people outnumbered their white counterparts. So if you're going to use the logic, like, well, it's not enough slaves here to account for the people here, even though you're not even accounting for admixture, which is crazy because we're all admixed. Then you will have to use that same logic for white people because we only got 50,000 by 1650. So how do we have 170 million today?
So
this is idiocy, bro.
By your math, by 1650, how many Africans are here based on what we just saw? In 1650, how many Africans are here, brother?
Did you just miss what I just said?
No, I didn't miss it. I'm asking you by 1650, how many Africans are here by now?
Type it in. I don't know it off the back of my head, but what you were just trying to demonstrate was, there's not enough Stop. There's not enough slaves coming from the slave trade to account for African Americans today. That's what you just tried to do. My counter is, I'm gonna show you how to debate. My counter is, okay, how many white settlers there are? Oh, well, there's only 50,000 during 1650. So how do you explain it being 170 million white Americans today? That's the counter. Because if you're going to apply that logic there, you're going to have to apply it with the white settlers.
For those
But you can't, because it falls. Look, it withers around the edges. Your logic doesn't make any sense. Everyone knows, especially in modern times with advanced medicine, with birth rates, sustained birth rates, now you can sustain bigger populations. And when you're able to feed them, you're able to sustain populations. This even happened during the agrarian period 10,000 years ago. When food mechanisms change, you can sustain bigger populations. And that's what we see here in the Americas. We see it also in the whole Western world, actually.
For those of y'all that took notes, remember in 1526, 100.
You're a doctrinaire, bro.
And then in 1619, only 20 came here. So the question was, by 1650, if you add 100 to 20, that's 120 Africans that were here. By 1630, it says the population is the 6 major colonies are roughly 4,646. So roughly the 4,000 number is bigger than the 100 we just saw and bigger than the 20 we just saw in North America. This is 1630, by the way. 1630, you only had 4 colonies, okay? So I don't know what the other Africans were hanging out at.
You don't need other Africans. That's the issue. You're creating a false dichotomy. You already put the number about 388,000 Africans.
Over a 200-year time span. We're only
exactly.
We're only talking about 1,600 right now.
Hold on, stop.
You stop, bro. You sound stupid as hell,
those are the people embarking from Africa and making their way to the Americas, correct?
How they got here?
That's just the number. Slave trade. But anyway, that's just the raw number of how many people came from that area to this area over that time span, correct?
We're talking about 16.
That's the only number you're dealing with. You're not dealing with the number of the people coming over here, having sex and having children, you dilettante. You're not dealing with that.
We're talking about
they're having sex and having children.
Okay, let's not overtalk each other. Let's give each other time to get it out. I know what Joshua, you gotta give them time to get it out. This is actually just a discussion. If you want to set up a debate, then that could happen later. Let's just have the discussion now.
What you're leaving out there, you're doing bad math. What you're doing in this conversation is excluding that the population that got over here, once they got over here, they have children. That's what you're forgetting to put into your calculation. You're just dealing with the raw number of people being sold and being shipped to the Americas.
Okay, so what number how many children would you say they had, Joshua?
I would have to go over the data. But that's what he's leaving out. He's just saying they just came over here and died, essentially. Oh, 388,000 people got sold and came over here and died. No, they came over here and had children.
Okay, so give him a chance to get it out, Joshua. Give him a chance to get it out. Every time he goes to talk, you talk over him.
Right.
So just give him a chance to get it out. Let y'all both give each other a chance to get it out. That's it. It's not that hard.
Here's what I want to do for the audience. I want to stick to the 1600s. Just do 1600s right now. That's all we got to deal with. Nothing else. 1600s. 1600, Jamestown started with 105 settlers. 80% dies. So it's a very low number of Europeans, to your point. 1610 to 1630, around 350. So over 2,300 by 1620. Now, this same year in 1620, how many Africans were here according to what we just read? How many came in 1620? Class, how many were here? Africans, not Native Americans. It was way more. It was in the millions. They were already here. The Native Americans, 1620. So the Native Americans grossly outnumbered the Europeans. To his point, grossly outnumbered them. But these Africans coming from the continent of Africa, only 20 came here in this time period, according to the records. It's on the record, not what so and so had sex with this person and they had 5 babies and the babies had more babies and the babies had. Of course
they did.
Of course that happened. But in 1620, how many Europeans were here according to what we were getting right here? Over 2,300 Europeans were here. How many Africans were here in 1620 according to what we just read? 20. According to what we just read. Now, the Native American population, to his point, of course, there were millions of them. They grossly outnumbered the Europeans, Native Americans. Further to your point, the intermingling of people having sex and having more babies and this dichotomy of African Indian and European, this new entity called African American that was created, that was later. It's a little bit later down the line. I'm trying to stick to a timeline. Your point is all over the place in the timeline. The people that know me know I only do timelines. I don't do barbershop talk. I only do timelines. But we can move on to the next subject though, to the next part of the conversation. Because I
want you to stay right here. Stay in Google, brother. Type in there how slaves became more numerous than whites. Type in Google. How
you mean like black and white slaves, or just black slaves?
Just say how slaves, or you could put black slaves, how slaves became more numerous than whites.
Became more numerous. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, because in a lot of slave owning states, the black population was more than the white population.
In Central America colonies, particularly the Chesapeake parts of the Deep South, enslaved people became more numerous than whites due to the massive sustained importation of captive Africans.
Combined with what?
Combined with the high nature reproduction rates after 1730.
Mm-hmm.
It was the 1600s. But okay, so now, class, we're going to 1700s.
This nigga can't have a regular conversation.
I talk to the audience. The economic shift towards plantation labor, especially tobacco and later cotton, replaced indentured servitude with the hereditary system of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Key factors in the growth of enslaved population. These are some of the key factors, they say. Replacement of indentured servants following legalization of chattel slavery in 1660. African laborers were imported in large numbers, replacing European indentured servants as primary workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Natural increase by 1730. The enslaved population in Chesapeake was increasing naturally with births
up to enslaved women outpacing imports.
Got it. Hereditary status. Slavery became a lifetime hereditary status passed from mother to child, ensuring the population grew without continuous high value importation. So your point to me was that the number of black people or Africans outnumbered Europeans due to the fact of birth rate.
Yeah, they were reproducing. They didn't buy the slave. They came over here and died. They bought them. They came over here. They reproduced. And you just read the reproduction of them would outpace imports. And someone keeps saying that's still late in history. That's not the point. He said, how do you take this number of 388,000 and get 50 million today? I'm explaining to him how, because you're not factoring in reproduction. That's not what you're factoring in. Over time, these people reproduce and reproduce and reproduce and reproduce. Subsequent generations create more generations, and those generations create more generations.
Well,
now millions of people. So by 1800, hold on.
How many of those were white?
By the 1900s, we got like 5 million. Then that 5 million from the 1900s go from 5 million to 50 million just within 100 years.
What? So Jacoby, really quick, if you can look it up. Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry, Jacoby, really quick, if you can look it up. Joshua, you should notice it was documented that, first of all, the slave trade was male dominant, right? It was male dominated trade. They bought women, but not many. It's documented that not only could these African women not get pregnant, but they had high infant mortality rates. So who were they mating these men with?
At the beginning, they did have African women, but at the beginning, like I said, they mated with European and Native Americans because they were working alongside with them.
But they have stories of breaker farms. And these breaker farms were supposed to be that they were mating African men and women to create super slaves. So
you talking about breeders? Yeah, they did do that. And a lot of times they were breeding their relatives. Yeah, they did.
And a lot of times they documented that these women could not sustain these pregnancies or they couldn't get pregnant. This is documented. I mean, you should know that.
That's true. Some of them were not able, but a lot of them were able to.
Well, I want to say to you, that was a great point, brother.
They were not being born.
That was a great
point.
Many
of them were being born.
That was an amazing point you made. I'm not.
And then the slave status would follow the woman.
Yeah. Yep. the child is born in the condition of the mother. I forgot the name of that shit, but you're right about that. I'm reading this real quick. Approximately 1 million enslaved people were forcibly relocated during the second Middle Passage, also known as domestic or internal slave trade in the United States. The massive forcible migration occurred between 1808, when the international slave trade was banned in the Civil War. In the Civil War, 1861 and 65. Key detail: the scale, the number of people moved, roughly 1 million, was 2.5 times larger than the number of enslaved Africans brought directly into the U.S. during the Atlantic slave trade Middle Passage. This is what I think I'm talking about, brother. I'm talking about the internal number of so-called black people in America that had nothing to do with the first Middle Passage slave trade. This number is way, way, way significantly larger than what we're talking about. The 388,000 people. You're saying the 388,000 people that were brought here to North America accounts for the 40 million so odd Africans that are here today in North America. Is that correct?
They're part of the ancestry. They're part of it. If you're saying they're not, then that's just lunacy.
So what about the 12.5 million American Indians who are already here? You don't think that they, like, I'm just trying to get the numbers together.
They admixed with black people because they worked alongside in the same plantations with black people. Native indigenous people were enslaved first, right? That's where you get the Phillips War and all that stuff about, right? In these areas, they cohabitated. They had sex. They had children. This is why a lot of a significant amount of African Americans do have Native American ancestors because of that interaction. Some of these groups, after mixing their offspring, will go into African circles or African groups. Some will go into Native indigenous groups.
So it's interesting you brought up King Philip's War, right? King Philip War dealt with the Yamasee. Mm-hmm. They wrote that the Yamasee was extinct. It was an extinct African tribe, knowing that they encountered these people here. But then, a couple of years back, the University of Florida proved that the Yamasee was never killed off. So how do we explain that?
Well, the King Philip's War was about the Wampanoag tribe. The Yamasee or the Yamasee was out of Georgia, and the Yamacraw was out of Georgia. The King Philip was he wasn't a Yamasee, he was a Wampanoag. The Wampanoag are black people, by the way. The Wampanoag Indians. That's the King Philip's War. The indigenous people of the northeastern woodlands are Wampanoag.
Right. Thank you for the correction. I used the wrong name.
No, but I know what you're talking about though. The Yamasee War was a little bit later. That was 18 the War of 1812, the Red State War with Andrew Jackson. That was when they did the forced migration Trail of Tears. That's a little bit later. But the Wampanoag War, King Philip was a Wampanoag. What the dude named Crispus Attucks was also Wampanoag too. But that's this right here. I'm just trying to still wrap my head around what the brother is saying with the 388,000 multiplying to create the 40 million Negroes in America right now. I even though you just showed what you just showed, which I'm still processing.
I mean, it's the same. It's because of natural reproduction, being able to sustain births, having more births. That happens. The same reason why you start with a smaller number of white people, and you get a larger number of Europeans. You're not even questioning that exponential growth. The same thing happened across the world during this time period. And you're not questioning any of those exponential growths. You're only stuck on this because you got a doctrine that you're trying to prove. And again, I'm not saying African Americans don't have Native American ancestry. Some of them do.
So are there any Aborigine Americans who are not African?
What do you try? Are you saying, are there any African Americans that are not African? What are you trying to say here?
So the Wampanoag, the Pequot, the Yamacraw, the Oshitush, these darker skinned tribes in North America who they always been here since the time of the Clovis period. Are they African in origin, or they're Native American or not Native American? Are they Aboriginal American origin?
Like, Native indigenous people are Native indigenous in origin.
But they're darker people who are already here, right?
It doesn't matter how dark they are. A lot of people share dark skin.
How would you differentiate an African from an indigenous American at that time period? Then, if you saw both of them standing there, how would you differentiate?
The location where they came from. An African would come from West Africa. The Native indigenous people were already here when the Europeans got here.
If you saw them both, how would you differentiate the two?
Oh, they would be very different from each other. They would have a different hair texture.
Phenotypical.
Yeah, they would be phenotypically different from each other. They were not the same. From a morphological standpoint, they were not the same.
So the native people who were already here of darker hue, did they outnumber the amount of Africans who were brought here? And if they did, you're saying the 388,000 somehow wiped out the majority of darker people who are like the native people, that they all got wiped out somehow? Because the 388,000 is a small number.
No, they did not get wiped out. What happened to majority of the Native Americans? They either blended in or they got sent to the West.
That's true.
That's what the whole Trail of the Tears is about. But a lot of the white Americans, because they were coming over here male dominated, right? And they will make the Indian wives their wives. They will make the Indian females their wives and have sex with them and then produce children.
Okay. We can move to the next part of the conversation, I think.
No, I want to keep on this growth. Like, we got to understand the growth. Like, I think you hung up on that.
What I'm trying to wrap my mind around, if there were 12.5 million Native Americans already here and a minority of Africans came here, that doesn't displace the 12.5 million who are already here. It adds to the number, even if they commingled and blah, 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 blah. That 12.5 million is still a larger number of people who are already here. So you have a greater chance of the 12.5 million already here not even being of African descent or African anything. So the majority. So for your argument to make sense, how many Native Americans were here during that time period? Let's just see.
This is where it's going to fall apart.
This is what I want to see. And I don't like saying Native Americans, but I get what you're saying though. Well, we know a lot of let's I'm gonna go to that. I'm gonna go to what you're saying. I'm gonna show this first. You're right. Hold on, give me a second.
Look up this, type in indigenous American population during the 17th century or something like that.
Between 1492 and 19th century, estimated 2 to 5.5 million Native Americans were enslaved, with many shipped as captives to the Caribbeans. 5.5 million compared to 388,000. That's what's fucking me up, bro.
That's not what I'm asking.
But that's what I'm asking you though. Like 5.5 million over the 388,000 would have been swallowed in this number. Like you wouldn't even recognize them motherfuckers. It's like you wouldn't. It don't even. That's such a small minority number of individuals.
Yes,
5.5 million.
Right. Let's not get stuck on this. We understand that this happened. They were enslaved and shipped off as slaves. I brought up King Philip's War. That's what happened during that time period. What I want you to do is type in the population of indigenous Americans in North America or the United States during the 17th century.
The 1600s. (16th century or 17th century?
17th century.
Yes, sir. The population of British colonial that became the United States. Oh, I'm sorry.
That goes to my earlier point about there wasn't that many white people. But go back to I want Native indigenous, or just put indigenous Americans or something like that.
I got
you. And notice you didn't question that. Oh, how do we get 2,000 to turn to 250? Because you understand how people multiply. But anyway.
Estimated Native American population in territory of modern United States during the 17th century. Very widely, the population experienced drastic decline, upon 90% in some areas due to European disease, warfare, displacement. While the pre-contact figures were much higher, the population in 1600s were in the millions.
Right.
With some like Daniel Richards estimating around 2 million in the eastern region.
Exactly.
Talking about 2 million Native Americans.
So there was 2 million Native Americans here, but early it was like, oh, we got 20 Africans, right? We start off with 20 Africans.
Okay. In 1600, yeah.
Are you saying those people are not Africans?
What these 2 million people right here are not Africans?
No. The 20 that went to
Hampton.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're from Angola. Yeah, they were African.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they were. What I'm trying to figure out is how did that 20 outnumber the 2 million who are already here?
Over time, they didn't outnumber them. They didn't outnumber them. But over time, they grow into the greater number. I don't know how that's hard to understand. How many ancestors do you think you have in 200 years?
I'm fucking glitching right now on that. Like that don't make sense to me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Type in how many ancestors do you have within 200 years?
That's easy. I mean, if it's my little to be 50,
10 generations. There you go.
Yeah, 10 generations. That ain't.
That's 290 years. No. Just type in how many ancestors do I have within 2 to 10 generations. 10 generations.
And 10.
Yeah.
1,000.
You got 1,000 ancestors just to come to you, right?
Right. 8
So,
times.
so how many African Americans are there?
From the 20 we're talking about?
Yeah. No. How many African Americans are there now? 50 million.
Okay. All right.
You don't understand what I'm saying, man.
No, I understand completely.
There's a lot of people. It requires a lot of people to get to the population that we're in now over time. That's my point.
Do you consider yourself to be of African descent?
I'm of African descent. I'm of North African descent. I'm of West European descent.
And those West European, do you think that those are white people or black people in Europe?
They're absolutely white people. We don't have to play that game.
They're absolutely white people. Okay. There's no way they can be black people from Europe in that time frame, you don't think? White Europeans? You don't subscribe to that?
Majority of the European ancestry that you have is going to come from white European people. Why is that hard?
Okay.
Hey, do me a favor since you got your screen up, man. I'm gonna make you do the work here.
Let's do it. Come on.
Look in the private chat. Can you open that article and share it on your screen, please?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta get back to the share screen. Hold on. Here we go. Did it come up? They gotta let me share it. There we go. Let me blow it up a little bit.
Share that article for me.
Yeah. Make it a little bit bigger.
Oh, you started right on the chart. Hold on. Wait. Go back to that chart. Data methods. Go down.
Here we go.
Look at that chart right there. You see where it says population at beginning on the left column? Growth of the slave population in the United States from 1619 to 1865.
Is this just black people or white people? Everybody or just black people?
African slaves.
This is African slave. Okay, we'll just, all right, cool. Let's go.
You see where it says 1620, 1630, 20.
Yeah.
That 20 becomes 59. You see where it says population at the end of that 10-year period?
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure you understand what we're reading. So you have 195% growth.
Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
All right. So then 59 to 585, 1568 to 2,862 is giving you the birth rates.
Okay.
Until you get all the way to 1865, where you get 3 million. Do you have an issue with this?
So 20 Africans created 3 million people over.
No, the 20 Africans didn't. You got to factor in the imports and then the reproduction. Like you keep doing that.
I only said 20 because we started with 20 on the chart, bro.
You do start with 20. That's right. the first 20 slaves that you already mentioned before. The 20 Africans.
That's what I said. 20 turns into 3 million. That's what I just said. 20 turns into 3 million.
You're being facetious when you say that.
And by the 1865, we have 3,726,828 Africans in America, as opposed to how many Native Americans here in 1865, I wonder.
Yeah, but that's not a part of this number. Some of them did mix with Native Americans, but that's not a point of this number. This is just factoring the people that were classified as Africans in the Americas. That's their growth rate. This should answer your question. Oh, how do you get from a small number of just 300,000 imports into the big number that we have today? Natural reproduction. Stroll up real quick. Just stroll up real quick.
To the top.
You see that far right column right there where it says assumed birth rate and then the number of births and then imported?
Yeah, imported number.
So it tells you how many slaves were imported versus how many were born.
41,000.
And as you can see, the slaves that are born are outpacing the imports. You see that? Almost 6 million when you go to 1800, 1810, 6 million were born versus 77,000 that were imported. Come on, man. Y'all brought me up here for this VM, nigga.
Okay.
Good, bro.
Good shit. What's the next topic?
What do you want to talk about, man? You like football?
I'm up here. Listen, I got something up here like you did, bro. I'm trying to figure out. I got something up here.
I think I made a great point. I established my point already.
Listen, you fucking cook. You cook with the numbers. You just cook with the numbers, bro. Before we even started, what did I say? I'm a master fucking student. So whatever you just I'm gonna go back and research this shit some more. You believe that? Now I'm gonna go research this shit some more. I think my point was this right here. My point was I don't subscribe to the out of Africa theory. That's what I said in the beginning, meaning that the Africans brought to America don't account for everybody that's here right now. That's what I said initially. You were showing like, oh, but wait though, look at the birth rate of how they grew. Look at how many are here. Look at they went from 20 to 3 million over a course of 200 years. That was your point, and you made your point. My point still says that I don't think that the Africans that came to North America account for every black person in North America.
It doesn't. I've already, for everybody watching, I've already told him that African Americans are an admixed group. 3 main groups: Europeans, West Africans, and Native Americans. Those are the 3 main ingredients that make everybody on this panel.
I ain't no African.
Well, you can say that all you want.
I ain't no African booty scratcher.
I'm with you, Jacoby.
You're a booty scratcher. Definitely a booty scratcher.
I'm a Crenshaw Mafia.
All right.
Damn. Nah, but that's I mean, like seriously, my great grandma, like I done did my shit from Georgia. My people are full-blooded Yamakra out of Savannah. I don't my grandma, my auntie is 91. I asked her a couple years ago about this whole African thing. She was looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't know. I know I'm not African. I'm not from Africa. I'm not African. If you want to be African, that's fine.
You gotta get up in the morning and tell yourself that. That's okay. I don't give a damn.
No, but see,
but if you want to debate it, that's a difference. You want to debate this?
But you can't be the authority saying that every.
I'm not the authority. I go off data.
Every
now, let me ask you this: do you want? Hold on.
African,
this is a debate platform, brother. Do you want to debate? Do African Americans have African ancestry? Do you want to debate?
That's not what I just said. That's not what I just said. That's not what I said.
All right, well, I'm a debater, bro. I'll be looking for debates, bro. We had a discussion. Now I want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a debate. A debate is both parties know the same information. You argue the latter. That's a debate, brother.
Wait,
not arguing, not fussing.
But do you disagree that African Americans have African ancestry? Somebody said obviously not in the thing.
I highly disagree with you.
So let's debate it.
With you.
So when you want to debate this, bro?
Right now, by telling you that every person of color in North America
I don't want to say we debated. I want to have an actual formal debate with slides and we get 2 rounds here. We get a presentation round and then a rebuttal round, and then we get the chin check, which is the question and answering round. I want to do that with you.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so Joshua, the way Jacoby debates is that how Domo explained it the other day you guys would have to give each other the information that you're going to present.
I give them everything. I give them all my sources. You want my books too? I give you those.
And I want citation, APA format. That's what I want.
All right.
Give it to me right.
So the premise, because we had a big thing about this in my last little face-off that I had. The premise is going to be based on are African American. Do the African Americans have West African ancestry?
If you're using the word African American, of course they do. The question should be: do Indigenous Americans have African ancestry?
No, because if I do that, every article that I have is not going to be dealing with people that you consider Indigenous Americans.
So
you consider African Americans Indigenous Americans. Majority of the world does not consider that.
My plight is this right here.
You're being facetious, brother.
My plight is that every person of color in North America does not necessarily have African blood. It's my thing. That's my thing. No different than the Aborigines of Australia. They have no African blood in them. And they look more closely like us than anybody.
Look, take the debate. Michelle Turner said, Jacoby, if this was a title fight, you would be losing. She rooting for you, brother. Take the debate. Do African Americans have West African ancestry? Let's do it.
Or we can say, do Indigenous.
You pussyfooting, bro. You pussyfooting because you know.
Okay, so
you can't use the word African in it. You can't say do African Americans. That's answering itself.
Black Americans.
That's a fucking conundrum.
Do Black Americans? Okay, let's take African out of it. Do Black Americans have West African ancestry?
Or you can say do the native. You can use the.
You can't use that because all of academia recognize actual Native Indigenous people as Native Indigenous people.
Right. So that would unravel your point.
No, it won't. It would support my point, but you're going to confuse the audience on what ethnic group you're talking about. You are clearly referencing African Americans. You are clearly referencing African Americans. So for the audience to know what group we're talking about.
There's
hold on. Listen. In order for the audience to understand what group we're actually talking about, we can call them Black Americans. So they can know, they're talking about Black Americans and whether or not they have West African ancestry. Going once.
Well, maybe we should set up a face-off so that you guys can come up with a title that suits both of y'all. We're not going to do this one way.
Yeah, because I'm not going to do the.
That's not one way.
African Americans.
Set the face off. I'm gonna say the same shit.
I'm not doing the Africans. Like what the fuck? No.
Black Americans.
No, don't call them Black Americans either.
That's stupid, bro. Like, okay, so how the hell they gonna know who we talking about? Most people gonna be like, Indigenous Americans. You're talking about these groups of people here. They're not gonna think about your black ass, and you know it.
Then that's their fault. That's their fault for not understanding what we're talking about. We're not going to do that. We're going to use the proper terms. We're going to use the proper terminology.
When you want to do this face off, I can tell you the same damn thing.
Let's do it next Sunday. I'm free on Sundays. I got class through the week, bro.
That's the Lord. I got a debate on that day.
Well, that sounds like I got school. I go to school Monday through Friday, man.
What about Saturday?
What time? In the evening.
7:15.
That works. East Coast time, right?
Hold on, I will check the schedule, make sure it's nothing scheduled for next Saturday at 7:15.
Oh, I can't see. We're on live right now.
Okay. So the thing is, we will have to check the schedule to make sure the platform doesn't have anything scheduled.
We'll just get back with them to, schedule a better date. Okay. So we done for the night, guys?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So thank everyone for tuning in. This is the end of the show.
Hey, hold on. Shout out everybody on my chat too from my channel. They was tapping in with me. I appreciate y'all. True King, what's up, bro? I see you over there, man. Thank y'all for letting me on the platform, brother. I look forward to the debate, man. I look forward to the debate. It's gonna be real interesting.
Don't be scared, my nigga. VM.
Where you from, man? New York.
I'm from the Vatican, nigga.
I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends. You know what I mean? I got supporters, people on my side and people on the other side.
Welcome to the shift where the whole room glows. DMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. This you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm like, yo, shine just right. Respect your view even if you don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. This that channel that be talking back, energy attack. Iron sharpens iron, watch the whole league react. Competition in the building, better tighten up your facts. We ain't clones, but we still mirror how you crack under impact. Every debater work hard, spot a weak, rep fast. You live wrong, paradigm shift, and break your stance. I'm the judge, the jury, the pen, the contrast. My bars hit always like a quadruple. Buying title shift, where the whole room glow. DMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't all align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. We invite every mind, long as you stand on yours. Walking with respect, leave with open doors. Channel stay lit, views jumping off from boards. STL bounce, yeah, the spy from the source. Competitors, welcome, step up, don't fold. We don't fit pressure, we refine under load. Thoughts heavy, we press them till the truth get told. Shift so clean, it feel platinum even when it's gold. Come through correct, bring your logic and your proof. Speak your truth, just don't run from the truth. We debate with grace, that's the paradigm groove. Flow so smooth, even turbulence move. Welcome to the shift where the whole room go. DMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. Where the whole glow. DMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' go. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. Welcome to the shift. DMG vibes got the city on go. Welcome to the shift. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. Welcome to the shift. If you black, I'm with you, if you black, I'm with you. Welcome to the shift. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. Welcome to the shift. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. Welcome to the shift. DMG vibe, got the city on low. With paradigm shift, keep it real forward.
Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason only. It's because if you black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me.